This is a park near 91st and Sheridan. It's actually between Sheridan and Yale on 91st Street. Here's the entrance. And so, if you're watching, I've kind of changed things up today on my camera. We're shooting in 60 frames per second, and also I've stopped the phone from changing between its two lenses because I noticed in my other videos it was quite shaky or a bit distorted when my phone was changing between lenses, which it did without me knowing. It was the default setting. And so anyway, I wanted to take advantage of this nice weather and kind of show you this park. This is the entrance, and this is the walkway that you come up to go into the park or drive in. There's my car. So yeah. Alright, so this is kind of, that's the edge of the park, that's the road, and this is kind of a pathway, like one of the first pathways. You can park here, and there's some other parking lots over there, over yonder, but I'll walk up a little bit. I'm not gonna obviously walk the trail. This is quite a large and expansive park. It pretty much goes to, if you're familiar with the Tulsa area, the Creek Turnpike. It almost borders that. So yeah, there's some basketball courts over there, pretty nice, and obviously there's frisbee golf, and a lot of people walk their dogs. I think there's actually a dog park here, so I've actually played frisbee golf here. It's a nice course. It's not crazy like Hakey Creek where, you know, you're in like uncut bush walking into snake pits and whatnot to grab your frisbee and things like that. So anyway, sorry it's a little shaky. I'm walking on the grass, but yeah, it's a great park. And as you can see, yay, we have sunlight today. So it's a very beautiful day. Alright, so in this part of the video, I was walking up on the pond or lake in the park, and there were some people there with their families and some kids running around and things like that. So I couldn't really get any good recording there. You'll see later in the video what the pond looks from the other side. So apologize for that, but that footage is coming shortly. Alright, so that's the pond right there. Do not know what kind of fish are in this pond, but anyway, it's pretty nice. You have your geese, you have your ducks, which are beautiful. And I'll walk up over here to kind of show you. And this park is kind of, you know, it has little walkways that are gravel. They're like a mixture of gravel and kind of rocks, loose rocks. So maybe a little harder on the feet than a straight, you know, dirt road that was not paved at some point in time. So you want to keep that in mind when you're walking around, and it basically just turns into asphalt the whole way around. So yeah. Alright, so this is the western edge of the park, the border that I was talking about. That wall, I don't know what this is, by the way. I have no idea. But it's like concrete, I don't know. But anyway, that wall borders the Creek Turnpike, and there's a neighborhood along the western edge of the park. And that right there is a dog park, which I'll show you a closer view of. This is the other parking lot I was talking about. There's a picnic area over there, and I'm probably not going to take too much video close to those areas because people, you know, there's kids, children around, people are walking their dogs, they want their privacy, that sort of thing. So just wanted to give you a good overview of the park, though. As you can see, it's quite a larger dog park. I think it might be the biggest one in the area. I'm going to jog across the street here, but it's pretty expansive. I'll walk you back here. Okay. This is the back half of the dog park here. It's actually a restroom facility there, playground there. Some woods over here, which you can actually walk back into. As you can see, the path does go back in there. Yeah, I might take a little walk back in there. Okay, so here's some more footage of the park. This is kind of like in the middle of the park, but as you can see, you know, it's quite an expansive park. So through those woods is a neighborhood that borders the park. There's a little creek here that I'm gonna go check out. So yeah, I'm not really familiar with the layout of this park, so that's why I'm kind of like walking around and exploring it myself. I can't remember what the layout of the park is. I don't think it's not like a square or anything like that, but here's a creek located in the park. Some tadpoles swimming around in there. Whoop. There they are. And then it kind of runs through this back end, and that's the neighborhood that kind of borders the park. So it's a cool park. I mean, it's really a good all-around park because you have the dog park, you have playgrounds, you have wildlife. So, and they've cut out some of these woods so that, you know, you can kind of walk through and enjoy them without getting brushed by poison ivy, poison oak, that sort of thing. So it's really cool here. And it's shaded today. It's about 80 degrees, 79 degrees, so nice day to get out. For all my frisbee golfers out there, the frisbee golf course does come through this woods, and if you're not a very skilled person, be prepared to go digging. But they do have platforms like this one, and so it's pretty cool. But yeah, see, like this trail is open. You can just walk through. It's not defined. There's not signs. It's not big enough that you would get lost, because you can hear the highway. And so you know you're on the edge of the park once you get there, and you can't wander off into like miles of woods where you get lost for days. Might get lost for 15 or 20 minutes, but nothing too crazy. Okay, so still walking. This trail kind of borders the woods.
And you can actually, that's really not a pathway designed by the city. That one kind of is. You can walk back into the woods, back into the middle part of the park, instead of being up here, and you kind of come out from where I'm starting. So it's kind of like a circle, because there's the dog park again, and then there's the woods that I was just walking through. So it's like a big oval.
So I guess to sum up this park, I would say there's something for everyone. Like I mentioned before, there's frisbee golf, there's a basketball court. It's really open if you wanted to play catch, toss the football around. There's a pond. It's a playground for kids. And so you have these little platforms here. Part of this pond, so nobody's around here, so I can kind of take some good footage here. But anyway, you know, a cool thing is that you do have these platforms here. So you got your fishing trash receptacle there. But anyway, you could fish off this pier. Like I said, I'm not sure what fish are in here, but alright, so here's another view. Here's another deck. So there's like 4 of these decks along this pond, so that's really cool. Kind of bring the kids there. Obviously you got to watch them, make sure they don't jump in the water, but overall it's a very good park. It's 11:15 on a Saturday, and it's 79 degrees, so it's a nice day. So this park is nice, but it's not overcrowded. So yeah, all right. And so here's a view from a bench on the eastern edge of the park. There's that creek that I mentioned. But anyway, this bench faces away from the actual path here. So that's cool if you want to just sit and take in some nature and people are passing by and you're reading a book. You get a little sun, but there's a tree here. So, you know, it's a good blend. You're not going to overheat. Okay, so as I'm making my way out of the park, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and also to let you guys know, I don't know, I'm gonna make a video about this, but I film all these videos in these parks on my iPhone. Now, I am a straight amateur. Definitely have to do some work on my videography. I made about 4 or 5 videos, and I just realized this week after watching one, I was like, man, it's really jumpy and choppy. And you see those iPhone commercials and you're like, those videos look straight professional, which they use artificial lighting and all that in those. But anyway, I changed it to 60 frames per second, which will help. And then I have an iPhone 7 Plus, so it has dual cameras, and by default it toggles between those cameras as you film. And so in the videos it looks like it doesn't focus, but it's really just adjusting for whatever reason. And I've locked that out, so my videos should be more stable and focused going forward. So we'll just have to see.